Hello YouTubers, it's Arya here. So you've been diagnosed with CRPS. What do you do next? So I'm making this video today because for me, I was at a loss of what to do. So hopefully watching this video will help you come up with, ideas of things that you can do that will help you navigate CRPS and doctor's appointments and everything else that there could be. So basically, tip number one would be to go to all of your appointments. And the reason why this is tip number one is because in the first year of treatment, it's very important for you to have, early intervention and treatment early on. That way you can achieve the best outcome in the long term. So I've had doctors tell me that if you tackle it head on, within the first couple of months, that you have a higher chance of going into remission and it just burning itself out. So unfortunately, because it does take so long to even be diagnosed, maybe you've been misdiagnosed, maybe you haven't found a doctor who even knows what CRPS is, because there are doctors out there that don't know what this condition is. So it can be, you can get diagnosed later on. So if that happens, it is still important to go to all of your appointments because it's you're giving yourself the best chance of recovering and treating your injury, because usually CRPS, there is an injury. I mean, there doesn't have to be an injury, but usually there is something triggers it. So definitely make all of your appointments. I know I've had days, especially this week has been really rough for me. I've been just kind of like crying a lot and not sleeping very well. So it's been hard, and I wanted to cancel the appointment that I had with the specialist, but because I was tired. I was so tired. I was crying the night before. I didn't sleep well. I was running late. All of these reasons. But anyways, I made it to the specialist appointment, and I'm glad that I did, because your doctor needs to see you for everything that you're going through. With CRPS, you're not going to have good days, and for a doctor to be able to see how much CRPS is affecting you, I think is very important. So definitely show up to your appointment, even if you feel fatigued and tired and like you don't want to go, you just don't want to see a doctor. I would definitely encourage you to make all of your appointments. Tip number two is to schedule your appointments consistently on certain days and times. That way it helps you remember and establish a routine. So during this time, there's a lot going on. You have a lot of appointments to go to, different people to see. It can be hard to keep track of it all. So scheduling your appointments, let's say, for example, for me, I know my occupational therapy appointments are Monday and Wednesdays, and acupuncture is usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, and they're at the same time, that way I don't forget. And then I go into my phone and I put in my appointments there. And I also have my counseling appointments, and then I see a urologist too on a monthly basis. So it kind of helps you keep track of everything, to have them on consistent days and times. That way you don't forget. Okay, tip number three would be to keep a pain diary of some sort. So either on your phone, your computer, or handwritten. The reason why I say this is because there might be certain things that trigger your pain, and there might and it will also help the doctor get a general sense of what are your biggest symptoms that you're having. So for me, I remember on my laptop I created a table using Word, a table with the dates dates. So like a week. It was like a weekly diary. So in a week I would put from, let's say, September 11th through September 18th. Sorry, I'm bad at math. Yeah, that whole week I would just put the dates up top, and then underneath I would write down, well, type in every symptom I was having. So for example, if I had burning, weakness in my arm or hand, I would type that in there. If I had sensitivity, I would also include it there. And then I would also include my pain level on a scale of 0 to 1, and if I had to take pain medicine that day. So keeping track of your symptoms is, super important. And then that way, when you go to the doctors, when they ask you, how is your pain, you can give them a general sense, because sometimes those appointments can be nerve-wracking. So you can give them a general idea. The more you write it down, you won't forget. You can take out your sheet or your phone, see what symptoms you were having before the doctor comes in, to help you remember. So that way you can let them know generally what are your worst symptoms and your pain level over the span of a week or 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm on my last tip. So tip number 4. Let me check my computer real quick. Let's see. What to do? Okay. Tip number 4. Tip number 4 would be to try to be self-aware with your pain level, and be self-aware of any stress that you may be feeling, emotions, because stress makes CRPS pain worse, and in turn your CRPS pain stresses you out even more. So definitely being self-aware of when you're getting to that point where your pain is becoming unbearable, knowing when to take your medicine. I carry a little pill reminder box that has all of my medicine in there, and I always carry it in my purse. That way I have it there just in case something happens, because you really don't know. I mean, you could be fine 10 minutes, and then a second later you could be having so much pain that you can't continue whatever you were doing. I mean, for me it's been that way, at least, where I don't know exactly what is triggering my pain, but pain levels can get super bad. And then the last tip, you guys, I'm gonna go with tip number 5. So tip number 5 is if you do have CRPS, I would recommend for you to get a medical alert bracelet. This is the one that I have. I got it off of Amazon. And this is generally what it looks like. Okay, and then there's a back side here where you can put in like your diagnosis and stuff. I know that's hard to see, and it's beaded. And I have a necklace, and I have this. And the reason why this is good is because, well, depending on you, I mean, for CRPS, for me, I have allergies to steroids, and a time that I did go to the ER, that's one of the first things they wanted to give me was steroids, the one that I'm allergic to. So it's definitely important, in case anything happens, let's say you pass out, you're in an accident, who knows, that somebody is able to find, what you're allergic to, what your conditions are, what medication you're taking. So those would be my tips, you guys, and I hope this video is helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!